It's against the law in the city of Atlanta to be homeless. Atlanta ranks as the #1 meanest city in America toward the poor. Let me take you on a little journey to kind of tell you the truth of what's happening in our city. On every given month, 1,100 to 1,400 citations are issued that they call quality of life citations. Very simply, being given a ticket or arrested because they're homeless. You know, in Atlanta, we have 11 to 14, maybe 15,000 homeless on any given day here in Atlanta. Those are people that sleep on the streets. There's not enough room in the shelters. There's only about 2,000 beds, and there's no way that it can meet that need of 11 to 15,000. And so God has given us a heart to be able to reach into their lives. People ask me, all the time, what is it that you do? And I said, well, I tell them we do what you would call probably the most insignificant, significant thing in the lives of hurting people. And they say, what do you mean there? Basically, what we're doing that's significant is this, offering them hope in a hopeless situation. So let's do something about this instead of just walking by and just saying, well, that's too bad. I'm asking for God to move you to do something to make a difference in people's lives. Although there's a lot of exciting things we do at Rescue Atlanta, my favorite day of the week is Sunday. It's the Super Bowl to me. And it's a day that begins quite early. We arrive here at the church at 5:45 in the morning, and there's people waiting for us outside the gates. And the reason why they're waiting outside the gates is because we're going to give them the opportunity to take a hot shower and kind of have a peaceful place for them to kind of hang out and gather before we serve them a hot breakfast. The buses roll right at 7:30 to different locations all around the city. We do 6 full bus loads of men and women off the streets.
Hey, how you doing?
And then we bring them in, and on a Sunday morning, it's an amazing operation as some of the local churches do come and help us prepare the food. And we serve them a breakfast that's fit for a king. We allow them to eat like Jesus, fed people. We allow them to eat until they're full. So that means they can have seconds and thirds and fourths if need be.
Tell me about the joy. Won't you tell me about the joy?
Sunday mornings once a month, we have doctors that come in and medical assistants that take care of the basic needs of our people. They donate their time to be able to take people's blood pressure. They check their sugar levels and check if they're asthma patients. We're able to do a lot of different things for them by distilling some basic medicines. We also have eye doctors that come in and do eye exams, and not just exams, but right there on the spot, because of the poor eyesight of many of those that live on the street and not able to get proper medical attention. They're able to distribute, basic, eyeglasses for them to be able to see better, whether it be long distance or up front. What's amazing is that 95% of those that walk through those doors will stay for a church service. And during that church service, it's an amazing time, because to see people that slept in a vacant building or a cat hole or underneath a bridge or an overcrowded shelter the night before, to see them come in and willingly help us begin to put the church together, to shift from the chairs and the tables to the padded chairs for church. And then to see them as we begin to praise and worship the Lord, to stand up and clap and lift their hands and sing and dance and just have smiles that are just amazing as they're celebrating the Lord. And then for them to get a hold of the Word of God and to give them the offer and the hope of Jesus Christ that can ultimately change their lives. On March the 8th, 1980, 27 years ago, God brought a special woman into my life that was gifted to be able to come alongside me, to be an encouragement to me, to be able to worship the Lord and lead us in worship, pray together. The co-pastor at Rescue Atlanta, my wife, Teresa Rolls.
One of the misconceptions about Rescue Atlanta Ministries is that we're simply a homeless ministry. Well, that's not true. People who come here often say, man, we had no idea that so much was going on. We have ministry for families. Our entire family is involved in ministry. Up from our oldest daughter, who's our secretary, to our second, who's our youth and missions pastor. Our son leads worship. Even the little ones get in on the action around here. Everybody that can be involved in ministry We believe in getting them involved, and that includes children. And so we're excited about the children's ministries we have here. We have missionettes, we have Royal Rangers, Friends Club, you name it, we have it here at Rescue Atlanta. We do children's ministry on the streets. We hold special events at Christmas time, where we give children, inner city children, maybe a Christmas that they wouldn't have otherwise had. Some of these children, before Rescue Atlanta came, started school with a pencil that was this big, I kid you not. We can give children a backpack full of the supplies that they need. And so with your help, we've been able to provide supplies. We have a women's ministry and a women's Bible study. It's such an awesome and sweet, precious time. We're involved in missions. One of our children, like I said, is our missions pastor. It's amazing to see what God can do if you're just willing. One of the ways you can help at Rescue Atlanta is by donations. We need donations. You can go to our website and get a list. If you can donate anything to Rescue Atlanta, it would be helpful. And to get a list of what we need, just go to our website, rescueatlanta.com, and there you'll find, under the Needs tab, a list of things that we have need of. Thank you so much for your support and your help, and God bless.
We know that, He is Jehovah Jireh. He really is who He says He is. He's the Lord our provider. He's the all-sufficient God. But yet, that does not negate the fact that we've got a monthly need. Our monthly need is about $25,000. And people say, well, where does that come from? Because it's obvious, with our church being 90% homeless, inner city families living below the poverty level, there's no way that our need can be met on a Sunday morning. We have about 30 churches, and that might sound like a lot, but 30 churches that support us each month, and that's about $10,000. But here's something that's pretty startling. $4,500 of that $10,000 comes from one church. And then we have individuals that support us each month, and it's about $5,000. So in all, we know that every month we've got $15,000 coming in. But the deal is, that leaves us $10,000 a month short. There's a shortfall. God never ceases to amaze us because He knows our needs and He takes care of us. But you know what? It also comes from faithful people like you that believe in us, that have walked with us, that have touched what we've done. You've heard the cries of our people. You've experienced it. You've sent your young people on missions trips. Maybe you sent some of your churches down to see. And if you haven't come to see what we're doing, this video does a good job, but you really need to see it. You really need to experience it, because then I don't have to sell it. We need people like you. We need your love. We need your support. But can I be honest? More than anything, we need your prayers. Because we know without a doubt that people aren't praying for us. And if we're not praying, there's no way that we can continue to stay and do what God's called us to do.
They're a blessing to me every Sunday because I don't have any transportation, and I live in a senior high-rise right now, and they pick me up every Sunday morning and bring me back home. So all I can say is they have been just a blessing, and not only a blessing that way, but just their personalities are a blessing to me. So I just thank God for them, and whatever anyone can do to help them, just don't stop your blessings from going forward, but allow God to use you to be a blessing to them. Thank you.
Ever since I moved here almost a year ago, Rescue Atlanta has changed my life. Pastor Mel and Pastor Teresa have made me and my family feel very comfortable. When I lost contact with them for about 2 months, they made sure they found me and brought me back to the church. They made sure we had food, clothing, everything. They made us feel very welcome, and I love them to death for that.
Hey, so if you're ever in Atlanta and want to go for a ride of your life, man, hop on our Jesus bus as we go to reach the people that God desperately wants. We'd love for you to come with us. Here we go! Woo-hoo!